If you're running a business, you can create professional-looking invoices with your PayPal account that are sure to impress your clients. To start this process, click on the Request Money tab. Now, just like requesting money, invoices are a request to a client to pay you, but they're in a much more professional-looking format, something that a small business would be likely to want to send out. Before you can start sending invoices, we'll need to configure your account so that all the settings are prepared and ready to go. Let's click on the Invoice Settings option right here in the submenu. I'm going to walk you through each of these sections one step at a time. The first thing you'll want to do is put in your business name. Your name will automatically be filled in from your account information, and you can certainly change that here. This is just for when you're sending out an invoice. If you don't want your personal name on here, you can go ahead and delete that information, and then you can just have your company name appear on the invoice. I'm going to go ahead and put in some additional information here, such as my fax number. Then I'll put in my website. And optionally, you can put in your tax ID number. Some people use tax ID numbers on their invoices because a lot of companies require them in order to pay you. When you're done entering all this information for the basic information that's going to appear on your invoice, click the Save option, and then it will be saved into the browser. The next item is the invoice logo. You'll want to put your best foot forward, and image is very important. What I want to do is show you how to add a graphic to your invoice to make it look that much more professional. I've got one saved here on my desktop in my exercise files right here. I'll go ahead and add this logo to my invoices. Now the logo must be no bigger than 75 by 200 pixels. Once you're done previewing the logo, go ahead and click Agree and Save. Now there's also a different logo that you can upload, which is the logo that your customer or client will see when they receive an invoice from you. That's the logo that will appear in the emails that they receive when you send out an invoice. It needs to be a different logo than the one that you've just uploaded. It actually can be 90 by up to 500 pixels wide, so it can be bigger. I'm going to use the same logo since this is a demonstration, and I'll just show you how it works. Now this logo will appear in the emails that I send out to clients. That's the invoice emails. Now I click Agree and Save. In the next section, you can set up tax information. So if you collect sales tax in your jurisdiction, like in the state of California, I collect sales tax. If you live in a state which also has a sales tax, then you can put in the rates here. If you collect different rates for different states, or if you're a multi-state seller, you can go ahead and enter different rates into this matrix right here. And you can enter up to a total of 10 different rates. These are the taxes that will be applied to the invoice when you sell a product or a service that's taxable. In the next section are items that we can save ahead of time that we can apply to an invoice. So for example, if you have products or services that you charge for on a regular basis, you can go ahead and add them here. I have a couple of different services already added here, and I can modify them and I can edit them if I want to, or I delete them if I need to. And I can also add a new item. So if I want to add a new service or product, I can do so here. You can put in the unit price, and then if it's taxable or not. And there you go. It shows up right there on the list. You can also set up templates in advance for invoices that you send on a regular basis. So I'm going to go ahead and create a template that I can use to send invoices. And you'll see here the basic invoice information will then pop up. You can adjust the terms. You can also add the products that you're going to be billing for. In this case, I often offer computer disk cleaning service, and quite frequently I charge that, so I want to make a template that allows me to quickly send an invoice for the same service over and over again. If you want to, you can put some additional terms and conditions here, and you can put an optional note to your recipient. Then you can add a memo, which is only seen by you. Once you're done, you can preview the template, and you can see what it would look like as if you were receiving this invoice. Once you're done previewing it, you can go ahead and save the template. You'll want to enter a simple name for your template so you can look it up again later. And you can indicate if this will be the default template. There's also a handy address book here which allows you to store client information and also telephone numbers, website addresses, all kinds of information about the clients you'll be sending invoices to. I've already got one in here, and I'll show you how to add a new one. First, you click on Add New Contact. Then you fill in all the information on this form. If the billing address is the same as the shipping address, you can leave that checked. And you can put additional information here. Oftentimes, people put the tax ID number in there because for whatever reason, you might need to do some reporting when you're sending out 1099s and things of that nature. You can put an optional memo here if you want to, and then click Save. We're going to go back to the invoice settings, and I think we've set everything up now, and now that we're completely done organizing all the settings, this is a one-time thing that we will not have to do again. We can go ahead and create our first invoice. Now, I see here that my logo now shows up. My invoice number is now 1. If I want to change that, I certainly can. And I can change just about anything related to this invoice at this point. If I had multiple templates, I could pull one down from here and change the template at any time. Scroll down to the next section, and we'll go ahead and take a look in our address book and send an invoice to somebody in the address book. So I'll select the person I want to use to add to the invoice. Once I do that, they'll appear right here in the invoice. Let's scroll down to the next section. You can see that because I'm using a template, automatically the computer disk cleaning service has been added in. I can add additional rows as well and put more information into these rows. So if I wanted to bill for multiple services, I click in the checkbox here, and let's say I added a computer cable to the order, or I added some additional consulting. I can go ahead and put that in there. I put 2 hours of consulting here, and I put 1 computer cable, and I can go ahead and review my invoice, preview it, make sure it looks exactly the way I want it to. Looks very professional. And then I can send it, edit it, or print it. If I want to take a copy of this invoice and put it in my file, I can click the print option, and you'll see here a preview of that print will show up. I can go ahead and print it right now. I'm going to go ahead and close this tab for the print preview, and then I'm going to go ahead and send the invoice. Now, once an invoice has been sent, you'll be sent directly to this filtering system that allows you to manage the invoices that you've sent out. You can see the activity of invoices that have been sent, unpaid, paid, and past due. Now, this invoice tool is very powerful and allows you to send nice, clean, and professional-looking invoices to clients. It rounds out the entire PayPal business experience. You'll be able to see the status of these invoices at any time, and you'll know whether they've been paid or not, and you can quickly send reminders to clients who haven't paid.